Okay, today we're going to actually address two things into one. We're going to talk about multiplying integers, positive and negative, and also dividing positive and negative integers. They pretty much work the same way, so I didn't feel that there needed to be two lessons on this one. So let's go ahead and discuss our vocabulary for this section. The first thing that we have is factors, numbers used in multiplying. So for example, if I have 7 times 2, 7 and 2 are my factors, and that would be the factors of 14. When we're talking about multiplication, we're talking about the operation of adding a number to itself many, many times. Product is the answer to a problem. So the product of 7 times 2 would be 14. 14 being my answer to my multiplication problem. So now I'm going to go ahead and discuss the division keywords here. We have the dividend, a number that is divided. So for example, if I took 14 divided by 7, 14 is my dividend. We have the word division, the operation of how many times a number goes into another. The divisor, the number which you are dividing by. So in this case, my divisor is 7. And then, of course, we have the word quotient, which is the answer to a division problem. So my answer to this division problem, my quotient, would be 2. Now, I know we've seen this chart before, and we probably see a little bit of a difference in this chart already. And that's that last section is green versus blue. Remember, our blue had to deal with our addition and subtraction, and it told us what operation that we needed to perform. But this time, our green, that last section, is going to just tell us what sign our answer is going to be. So, for example, let's go ahead and start with multiplying. We're going to take 3 times 3. Now remember, using parentheses is just one way I can show multiplication. So I'm going to still look in the future. I see I have a positive number. Look to the future, I have a positive number. So 2 positive numbers is going to give me an answer with the sign of a positive answer. So then I just have to simply take 3 times 3, and I can do that in the calculator, or if I know that in my head, I can go ahead and do it in my head. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. Okay, now let's take a look at this problem again, but I'm going to make one of my 3's a negative. And let's see how our answer changes now. I have a positive and I have a negative by looking in the future. And I look back up my chart, and because I have a positive and a negative, it's going to tell me that my answer is going to come out to be negative. Then I have 3 times 3. So it comes out to be 9. Now we're going to take a quick look at dividing these integers. So let's say I have 12 divided by 4. Now remember, 12 is my dividend, 4 is my divisor. And that's going to become important here in a minute. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and look to the future of both of my numbers, and I have both positives. And looking back at my chart, when I have both positives, I'm going to have a positive sign, and positive quotient. Okay? Now, remember I talked about the dividend versus the divisor. My red number, that first number, the dividend, needs to go into a calculator first if I'm not sure what this answer is off the top of my head. So I'm going to do 12, and this is how I would put it into the calculator. 1, 2, divide by 4, and then hit that equal sign, and it will tell me that I come out with 3. Okay, so let's take a look at one more example here. Let's do negative 72 divided by 9. Okay, I have a positive number, and I have a, oops, that's not a positive. I do have a positive number, but it's this one that's my positive number. And then I have also a negative number. Since I have a positive and a negative number, looking back at my chart, I would know that my answer is already going to come out to be negative. Now in my calculator, I'm going to put 7 to divide by 9 equals, and it's going to come out to be 8. But it's really going to be -8 because of my signs. Now you're going to go ahead and try a few on your own.